What is happening, people? Let's have a look at what the go is today. I'll start on the DXY. As you can see on the DXY, we're bearish. Okay, we major induced at the start. Again, it was like Wednesday in this week, and then we've just been bearish ever since. So our current 15-minute range, more or less, is around this area. So we had a take of liquidity here, mitigation, obviously, pull down, this then pulled up into that area, pull down, mitigation, 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 and Bob Drunkle mitigation. So we're in a bit of what I would call a 50-50 area. I think we'll keep selling off. I think it makes a lot of sense to keep selling off given how big that major inducement was, but we have now taken liquidity that at least gives us a retracement, and we are externally bullish. So realistically, I would think we keep going bullish. External 15-minute, I mean, realistically, the whole leg, it's quite difficult to read in terms of where we are with price on the DXY. I think we've got more chance of going up. There's been no inducements in here, which is a bit of a worry. So what we may find is we get a little bit of lag in price, some type of inducement, and then we start inducing low to push high, inducing low to push high, because we're not getting any inducements in here, and that's normally a big worry. Like we're just building liquidity. Like this didn't take anything. They're relatively equal. Trend line. There's just nothing in there that didn't necessarily induced. But to be honest, there's nothing really here that induced either. So yes, I think we'll go down for a little bit longer, but up long term. EU, we have major induced into this area of mitigation up here. You can have that as your mitigation area. I've got mine up a little bit further. And now it makes sense to kind of sell up, which kind of lines up with the DXY pushing up for a little bit. Now, we have come in and taken this point now. This is enough to push price back up. Our 15-minute range more or less is that. So this is probably like our first break. What I'm kind of looking for coming into today is to come and take this high and then see what happens. So I am actually open to selling off of the take of that high, but I'd rather buy. So I think buys right now make a lot of sense. We've got some build up to target, which is really, really clean. But given this inducement, it does make a lot of sense to kind of start getting that sell off. Let me remove, I've still got heaps of drawings that I don't necessarily need anymore internally in here. No inducements here. You've got this inducement internally here. This is more or less a retest of that bigger break. There wasn't a take of liquidity either. So if we do sell off, like we will sell off for quite a long time. So I really, really don't mind looking at something like that, which will generate more liquidity. So I will set an alert there. Really happy to do that. GU, kind of same scenario, pretty much exactly the same scenario. We are acting out of a valid point to now start selling, but we are internally bullish. In terms of points we can trade off of, we are in this point here, which is a bullish point. That's our current 15-minute range, so this makes sense to come off here. All of this is necessarily filled, so I'm not going to worry. I wouldn't be surprised if we more or less, and this is what I'll kind of be looking at, is pull down, take the Asia lows, internal break, take that, and then I'm happy to actually trade that with the liquidity built up. Apart from that, I don't really see much. We had really, really good movement up here to sell, but for me, nothing to take. Buys just still make sense, so we'll just keep buying until it tells us not to. USDCAD played it exactly what we wanted. We had this here as well, and that's exactly what happened, just no entry. Now where we are, we've kind of mitigated this area here more or less and kind of pushing down. I don't think this will hold. So what I'm kind of wanting to have happen is to come and induce something. So if we look what we've kind of got in here, we've got our internal range, which is more or less this high, or even that high. We might run that one. So we've got that liquidity that sits above us. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of get that to come and take that liquidity. I'm open to that. So what I'll do, we'll mark this out again, like so. Continuing with that momentum there. AUDUSD. I did take a break-even sell, trying to come and take this liquidity, but I'm actually more inclined to buy now. So I'm not sure if this is a break or an inducement yet. It hasn't told us, but this is still our bullish range. Internally we are bullish, and now internally here we are bullish. It does make sense to kind of take that and then have that sell off there. So, but given this inducement also, this point necessarily shouldn't hold a lot because we've racked out of a supply. We can get that sell off here. So we're very 50-50 on AU. I actually don't really know what to do with AU given where we are. I need an inducement either way to then decide what to do next. Like I said, I was in a sell here. It was something like that is about what I had. And all I was doing was just targeting that external low. Just no follow through, that's fine. Part of the parcel. USDJPY is now giving us that retracement. This was a really clean trade. I wish I'd actually held this to the low like I said yesterday in the call, but I pulled a 1 to 6 out of this here. So that was a really, really clean entry. For anyone that did catch that as well, I believe some others actually entered it as well. In terms of what we're kind of looking for now, taking this high makes a lot of sense. This is a good area of supply. There's a lot of messing around in here from this point. So you've kind of got this demand here to supply here. So I really do like sells from here. Just simply take its time to get up here. Something like that, targeting that low again. Same scenario. I don't think we've taken anything. No, I'm kind of just continue with that selling momentum. So USDJPY is actually the best pair coming into today. Gold, we're going to buy. It's just a matter of where from. I would like it to kind of pull itself down a little bit. It is reacting out of a valid supply, and to me it hasn't taken enough liquidity yet. So I would like it to come take this, and this here will generate a lot of liquidity. So if we can kind of come take these highs here, which has built up this support area, and kind of get that there, will be very, very clean. The liquidity generated will be huge, and that will be a big move. So I'll kind of watch both areas and see if we can get that. But it's just kind of messing around at the moment. I really do like that. So set an alert on that bad boy, and that's kind of it for coming into today. So not a lot to work with coming into the end of the week. We've had a really good week of price action, so I'm not surprised. It looks like there'll just be a lot more waiting, which is unfortunate, but yeah, it's all part of it. So let's finish the week off strong. Like always, any questions, drop them in the Telegram, drop them in the YouTube comments, and we will go from there. Everyone have a good trading session, and let's finish the week off strong.